Oh my gosh. So yeah, man, I got all sorts of shit going on here, man. I'm so excited to be here again. Welcome to Podcast by Podcast. Same recording, second part, recording part two. Um, we have moved locations. There is no longer going to be the hustle and bustle of my family moving shit around us.
Oh
Uh,
man, that is actually the only reason I'm ever in call with you. Honestly,
it,
it's
it's for the
I don't
background
yeah
noise.
I don't enjoy talking to you at all. It's
Yeah.
it's never about conversation. I just want to hear your family members in the background moving around.
Right, right. Well, and the screaming of my dogs as they get into disagreements with each other
I
about what the other dogs outside are saying.
I've never
So,
I've never heard your dog screaming, but it's a horrible image in my brain. They've got human mouths for some reason, and it's like a gape. It's terrifying,
right,
honestly.
right.
Your tiny ass pug with a human face.
hmm I have a really bad habit wherein I'll just start standing up and walking while I'm talking to somebody. And it's a serious problem because I won't even notice I'm doing it, and I'll like get tired and start like breathing heavy into my microphone because it's just that pacing impulse. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That
yeah.
walking back and forth.
That entire last podcast that we did, I was pacing back and forth the entire time.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am
man.
I
It
am
had the
I
it had
am
the hustle of it.
I am in a chair, but I might be throwing that away.
Right, right. Well,
As
as
long as I'm
we've
not
discussed
mouth breathing.
previously.
But you have a what was it? A 5-person mouth breather limit. So this I'm only one, so we're good.
You're but a single mouth breather, but
So
I do want you to know that if you start mouth breathing, the audience limit drops to 4.
the
So
so we're only allowed to do podcasts for 4 people, and once we get 4 views, we take the video down.
right.
Okay.
And if I get sick and like stuffy, and I start mouth breathing too, that's only 3 viewers that are allowed. It's 5 total mouth breathers,
So you think
myself included.
you think you're better than me is what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. I
No,
understand
what
what
I'm
you're saying.
saying
I thought you were
what I'm
saying that
saying
for
is
you
I
there's 3 extra people and for me there's 4. You're saying that we minus as human beings 1 each time. Okay.
right, that was a weird way to deliver that math expression, but
No,
yes, I'm with
like
it.
I don't do math. I do meth. I don't do math. All right.
Oh my god. Speaking about math, let's
Yeah.
talk about today's D&D session. So,
You didn't like the math joke.
no, I liked the math joke, and that's why I'm so
Uh,
inspired to move into a mathematical topic.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So today, our first bit of math was session 0. Now most people start counting at 1. So, but there's a unique sort of circumstances that cause a session 0 in a D&D game. So basically, there's like you could buy stories, right, to play in the D&D game, and you can go and do those stories. But the pre-bought adventures have one key problem. They start with the assumption that all of the party members know and like each other, and are willing to cooperate towards a common goal, which is not always true. So you know very little about D&D, right?
I know absolutely zero about D&D other than there's like you've got like a 20-sided die or something. Um,
Right. Yes. So
and that it's dungeon masters and things like that. I have
I
about
see.
the most like minute amount of knowledge you could have on
I see. I see. Have you ever done any tabletop role playing stuff at all like that? Like
no, no.
sitting down and pen and paper RPG and just don't have the patience for it, huh?
No, I'm just too as you know, I am they don't call me the ADHD man for nothing.
Right. 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 Yeah, so to sit down and to do that kind of thing, it really does. It takes a lot of paying attention and paperwork and numbers and things paying attention. On my first D&D game I ever ran, our mutual buddy Ryder would come over to these very first sessions that I ran, and he'd fall asleep halfway through
Yeah.
every time, and it fucking infuriated me, but I just would not wake him up. I'd take control of his character. I'd keep moving forward, and I was
So,
just because yeah. What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. To be fair, on Ryder's behalf on that one, that might not be because of his ADHD, but surely because that man cannot function when he's tired. He he just
That
can't
is
do
true.
it. He passes out in Discord constantly.
That's true. That's true. He does achieve a complete and total shutdown every time he gets a little bit sleepy. Yeah, man. No, there's all sorts of stuff going on. Today is I've had a crazy fucking week since we last spoke.
Right, right.
Uh,
You did some more moving stuff, I imagine, right?
right, right. Well, I did not do any more moving stuff. Everybody's been feeling weird. I think a boy in Greece has fallen in love with me, and I think I helped somebody. I talked them down when they were having suicidal thoughts and
Oh wow.
things, and I had just so much shit going on, just so much chaos in my life and intensely emotional shit too.
I
I was really. Well, go ahead.
I feel like I've underperformed this week in comparison.
You 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 haven't had any of those raw ass experiences.
No, there was some fraud on my bank account. That's the peak of my my week.
Sounds fucking thrilling, my friend.
Yep.
My dog is currently trying to consume my toes. She's just down here and she's just biting my toes. You see, my pug seems to not understand that like it would only take me one good punch to kill her dead. You know what I mean?
You've said this
Like
before.
I,
Not even
I'm
like a
not.
full power punch either. Just a good one
No,
to the
no.
dome.
I honestly don't even think I'd have to punch that hard to kill the thing. But like she's just sitting here and she's nibbling on my toes as if I'm not like the apex predator around here. You know what I mean? She seems to think just because I feed her and pet her and say nice shit to her that she's my like I'm her bitch or something. I don't understand where she's coming. Get the fuck out of here, Izzy. You're a distraction and a menace.
So I am curious. Who does she think the apex predator is? Does she think it's her or Beans?
I don't think Izzy understands the concept of a predator. Izzy's a pug, and what that basically means is that she's disabled. Pugs have generationally over years and years and years gotten more and more and more fucked over by breeders. Selective breeding has totally collapsed their entire skulls. If there's any listeners who are interested in knowing about the fucked upness of a pug's anatomy, look up a pug's skull. That shit is metal. It looks like a fucking gremlin, a literal living monster on Earth. But somehow it comes cute when it's got all the flesh on it. You know how it goes. And it gives them all sorts of fucking sinus problems, and they snort all the time. And you got to clean out their deep, deep face folds. Stick your finger in like 2 joints deep on that fucking face fold, man.
Ugh. I hate that. I hate this conversation. Oh God.
Yeah, yeah. My dog is fucked. So me taking care of her is a total good karma move. I think I get some major heaven points there.
Yeah.
I mean, I even them all back down to 0 over the course of these podcasts, but I do be trying to do those good deeds. You know how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it'd be like that. So like on the topic of dogs, and fucking like breeding and all that shit. Uh,
Right.
like there are a couple things I can't stand with breeders and stuff. People who crop dogs' ears. That's
There's no
fucked.
point for that shit.
No, there
There's no
really
point for that
isn't.
shit.
Like it's just fucked up is all it is. Um, and like people who cut off dogs' tails, like
Right.
just don't do it. Just
And
don't
then it
fucking
was
do it.
just fucking stop.
Hey,
Don't
maybe don't do
don't do
that.
that. How hard it is? How hard? How? God damn. can't speak today. How hard is it just to not mutilate something? It seems like it'd be easier to just not do that, right? I don't know why that's such a common thing as the mutilating the animals to make them look the way you want to make them look.
You know what
That's always been fucked up.
you know what the difference might be? Like we get our mutilation out. Like maybe humans need to do it. We do it in video games, right? Maybe like we have to do it. It's like a need to type deal, you know? And we do
Are
it
you
like
saying
in
are you
games.
saying that mutilation is a core human value?
It might be, man. I don't know. Why else do
I
we
see.
do this shit?
You know, I was against the idea at first, but if you would have heard the language I shouted when I was playing Cali earlier, playing Rainbow Six Siege, you'd understand. It's just like, like the one super high rank fool on the other team peeks the window I just blew, and I just take his head off, and I go fuck you, and it's just it's a deep, satisfying thing, and I really did just virtually execute somebody, so maybe I shouldn't be celebrating so intensely.
Yeah. Like we win a siege mission, we're like, yeah, they're trash. Like we're like stomping on their corpses and shit. Like
Yeah. Teabagging, fucking insults in chat, the whole shebang. Gamer stuff.
yeah, gamer stuff. So on as a brief side note, and we can get back to D&D in a minute because that's a bit of the theme
That's okay. Yeah.
of what
Sure,
we're doing
sure.
here, adventure. Um, uh,
Adventure.
I so I I'm dumb as you are aware.
Right.
I brought my laptop out. I got a laptop this week, and I brought it out and I put it right in front of my PC. I've got like an armrest that goes right in front of my keyboard up from my PC. Right. I
Right.
pop that sucker
For
off. I put it
maximum chillax.
for maximum relaxation. Yeah. And I put the laptop a little forward on my desk.
Hmm.
And I'm using the mouse and I can't fucking find the mouse on the laptop. I'm really fucking confused. And I'm
Oh,
like I went
you
over
mean
this
you
for
can't
like 10
find
minutes.
you mean you can't find the cursor, right? Like you're moving the mouse around and the cursor's not
Yeah,
visible.
yeah.
Okay,
So I'm looking for it.
right,
And I can't find it. No matter
right,
what I do, I cannot fucking find this mouse. And
right.
then I realize I have my hand on the desktop mouse and not the trackpad.
Is your desktop mouse not even fucking connected?
No, it is, but I wasn't looking at the desktop. I was looking at my
Oh,
laptop.
oh
I
no,
was using a different computer.
oh no. Yeah, man.
And then
We just
I then immediately proceeded to type on the laptop and couldn't get Google to work on the fucking monitors.
because you're trying to figure out what the fucking problem is.
My brain is just not working.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I totally get that. I was so excited to talk about adventure with you today, but I don't have all the sort of hype and spirit that I think I did before,
No?
and that's because of session zero, and it's just because these pre-made adventures and things. There's oftentimes you have to hold a sort of pre-session before the adventure happens, how your characters get to know each other and all of that stuff. So that essentially amounted to like a half hour of sitting in a call and making sure all of our character sheets were done and organized. And then the DM sent us like a questionnaire. We all got to type for like another 15 minutes. And then he gave us like 10 minutes to role play and we left. And it just felt a little hollow, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I was
like the next like
thirsty.
session 1 would be like that's where it's at, but session 0
That's where the
was like
money is. That's where the money is. That's where I'm fucking hyped for. And then, like that's where all the fun role playing and the combat and the skill checks and all of the fun nitty gritty of the game are gonna kick in. But I did the goddamn tech rehearsal for it, and so honestly, do not have as much to talk about as I may like to. Uh, I would like to note that in our first role play, they all had a background that was joined together. So all three of them, before I ever arrive at the scene, have already got this established story and bonds between them. And I am a skeleton, a literal 7 foot tall lizard skeleton. Uh, And so I had to convince all of these, already buddies that I was cool and not going to murder every last one of them.
Which is
And
the plan, right?
right, yeah, and I narrowly avoided getting murdered today. And I have my wisdom to thank for it. So it's all good. It's fine. We'll kill
Nice.
some bandits and wolves and shit next time around.
Nice, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
I I again, I didn't do really anything this week. Um,
Right,
I didn't do anything.
right.
So I to expand on the fraud thing that happened to me this week.
Oh yeah, tell me
Yeah.
about that.
So your boy, right, I've been having this issue with these two places called Upspirity and Vendo Store Hand Merch. And yeah, I'm name dropping because anybody who listens to that shit's fraud. It's a massive scam, right? It's like a
Right,
well-known,
right,
like if you look this up, they're like a
right.
well-known fraud company, and they've been taking money from me for months now. And I keep calling my bank. I'm like, hey, stop it, stop the transactions. I never gave them any information. They just have it.
Ooh, are we talking shit about near fraudulent companies?
Yeah.
Because I've
I
got a
think they're just
fucking
full-on fraudulent companies at this point. I think they're just like that's all they are. That's all they don't
right, right.
provide any service of any kind. Um, but Upspirity does have a website. So
Mm,
so these two are always taking money from me, right? And it's like $70 a month, and I can't eat that cost. I don't have a
right,
job right now.
right.
So I kept getting the money back as the months went on, and
Hmm.
I was like, yo, at this point, because I've replaced my card a couple of times, like these fuckers have to have my bank account information, right?
Right.
That it just has to be that. Which the only thing I have is PayPal. That is linked to my bank account. PayPal's bullshit anyway.
Hmm.
They always say I owe them $30 for some reason. When I don't use PayPal, I don't use PayPal, and they're always, and every time I do open PayPal, it's like your balance is -30. You better fix that. Why?
It's
What did I
it
do?
sounds it sounds like you've got a number of companies all fucking fiending for your money.
I'm pretty sure they just know who I am. Like I was born, and everybody got a picture of me. Every company, like they got like a Polaroid, and they're like, "This is your target."
Well, yeah, I got
Yeah,
mine in the mail just last month. I can't believe it was so late.
yeah, yeah.
I just mean, the copy of your social security card and all. It's
Right.
it's
Yeah.
it's on
Everybody
all the
has one.
major channels.
Honestly, everybody has one of mine.
Honestly, if you don't have a Sergio fake ID, then I don't even know who you are. Come on, get your fucking shit together.
Um, but I like so I was like, okay, we need to fix this.
Right.
I need to get a new bank account. Like
I'm done being robbed. It
let's
ends
just
here.
move it to another place. And they did more fraud stuff, and like I'd say fraud stuff as in like they went through, like they're going through all the procedures to get me my money back again. Which
Right.
apparently was more than I thought they had taken, because it goes back even further to
Holy
charges that I
shit.
wasn't paying attention to, because I'm irresponsible.
Nice,
And they
nice.
dropped $462 into my account.
Whoo!
Yeah, a lot of money, right?
Uh-huh.
It has been about a week tomorrow. I don't have my
Uh-huh.
card, and I don't have food, and it's been -20 out all week, so I can't
Oh
walk to the
no.
bank because the bank's 30 minutes away. I don't have a car, and I would take the bus or an Uber, but I don't have access to my money. So
Oh no. Oh no, bro.
so that's basically what I've been doing all week, is like
Oh shit.
frantically scrambling to just eat, like, because I've got some food, but it's basically like snack foods, right? I got Pop Tarts and I got Goldfish. That's what's set up. Right, I'm looking
Right.
at them right now on my desk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So until they send my debit card, my new debit card, I ain't got shit. I got no access to my money.
You you want me to get you like an Uber over to the bank or something? Like
No,
I'll
I
hook you
mean,
up, bro.
it wouldn't even matter. Half the time they're closed. So like,
Oh, kind of.
because Iowa City's pretty. We've got a lot of mandates, so I wouldn't even
Mm-hmm.
know if it's open. Because you look it up
Aren't
on
you able
Google and
to
it's
aren't you
inconsistent.
able to access your cash from the ATM just outside the store?
Yeah, if you have a card.
Oh shit! I forgot. You're absolutely right.
So
Yeah,
and I'm
Dunderhead.
I've been a little upset about it because the world does not account for you not having a card and not having cash to buy food,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you can use PayPal to buy things out of your bank account,
Right.
but when you're trying to get food, it needs to be an immediate transaction, and it typically takes a few days to pull money out of your bank account. So if you're buying something let's say a new headset on Amazon, right? You can do that with PayPal connected to your bank account. You
Right.
cannot order DoorDash or like groceries using PayPal just linked to your bank account because it needs to take that money out immediately.
Do you remember, like, way, way, way long ago, I offered you a free pizza and you said no? Take it.
That was like a
It's
month
your
ago.
it's your free pizza. I still have that free pizza. I've offered it to a number of people. I just haven't had the craving for pizza. Mom's gotten pizza a couple of times, so I just like it is a free pizza, and nobody's accepting it from me, and I don't understand. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me as just like a human being. Like if I've got a free pizza and I say, "Hey, you want a free pizza?" How come I haven't found a yes yet? Like I understand I'll find a no or two, but like there can't be this little demand for free pizza, right?
I don't. I
I
don't.
don't understand.
I don't think by any means it's that people are like, man, I don't want pizza. I think it's I would feel like shit if I take this pizza. Like I would feel like garbage if I took this pizza.
Yeah,
even
I don't know
even
what
though
the
it's
fuck
free,
is up with that
it
shit.
doesn't right because it doesn't hurt you. It's
It's a
free.
it's a
It is-
zero cost item. It won't even cost me
it
delivery.
still feels like you're taking from you. You know, like someone's
I'll
taking from you.
probably pay a couple of bucks to the driver for delivery because I'm a nice guy, but like it's a free pizza. It's free ass pizza. That's okay. Well, you just let me know when you're fucking starving to death and I'll get that pizza to you. So that was a little too much pain in that laugh.
it's all diaphragm. There's no food in there, so it just hurts. It just hurts when you suck in.
I'm just gonna cave in if I laugh too hard, so don't even fucking.
Yeah, I'll just die. I turn to dust actually. Um,
When you die of starvation on call, what a fucking podcast episode.
it's we're gonna have to come up with another name for this podcast episode.
your, your final words as you pass into the unknown. Cinnamon toast.
I don't even fully get it out. It's just
Yeah. That's and the podcast episode never ends because you didn't finish the safe word.
being hungry is like the worst thing, by the way, when you have ADHD. Again, I am standing up and I am pacing back and forth. And,
Oh Jesus! You fucking caught me. I was too. I gotta sit down in my chair. I gotta make the active decision in my brain to sit and be calm. I'm like already sweating in my armpits already. This is horse shit.
See, my brain is like, dude, we need to run. Like, you know that I've got a jump rope, and I'll jump rope
Right.
inside my apartment. My brain is like, I need to do that now. And I'm like, dog, we haven't eaten in 2 days. Don't. You don't. Where are you getting this energy from? Lay in
You don't
bed,
have
go
the
back to
you don't have the
sleep.
fucking power for this.
What's wrong with you?
Not enough fuel for that fire, my dude.
There always is, though. It makes no sense. I grew up, fairly rough, and I went like probably like 4 or 5 days without eating sometimes, and it didn't matter. I was still climbing trees and shit because my body was just like acclimated. So it was like, okay, this is how we function now. It's not a good form of functioning, but we do it.
Truly, it is that way. I think I gotta talk about gay things.
Yeah.
Is that cool? Is it cool if we take a detour into the gay zone real quick?
Yeah, I mean, let's fuck it. Why
Now
not?
I know-
I feel like
now I know-
we gotta get something to talk about anyway, right?
Right. I know a lot of straight people sometimes get a little uncomfortable when
Oh,
we get
that's-
into the thick of the gay conversation.
I understand why you're asking me now.
So I also want to just take this moment to warn our viewers. Now, I'm not calling you homophobic, but if you are afraid of gay people, this next part's gonna make you shit your pants. So just be warned. But for the rest of you, fucking come along for the ride. It's gonna be fun. So
Means that
I
various
right.
senses.
Right. So ideally, most of them should have left. I think now that we've lost all of our viewers and it's just you and me.
It's just a private
We'll move on and
conversation now.
this is just a private conversation.
Everybody,
from
look away.
everybody for the next say 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. just plug your ears. Do a 15 just in case.
Yeah.
Just plug your ears. Hold your breath if you can, as long as you can. Don't kill yourself. Just fucking turn a little blue. You know what I mean? It'll help block all of the gay vibes from entering your body. Um, so I joined a server sometime back, a Discord server, with the express purpose of socializing and flirting with new people. Because pandemic has fucking murdered the social scene.
That is
Uh,
that is not inaccurate. And you are a very social human being, an extrovert.
that's true. That's true. Funnily enough, talking to people still drains me, but I still need the socialization, so I'm really fucked either way. But I do quite enjoy conversing with people and learning new personality types and flirting with types of people I've never flirted with before. And so I went on there and just immediately went all the way ethought. So posted something about like I posted in the Ask to DM chat. I said, "Hey, horny bye boy hopping in the shower," and I just got like a flood of DMs. Like dicks just started pouring into my social media. Other people don't like that. Other people get really upset when their DMs are full of dicks. But for me, it really does feel like every dick is an upvote. Uh, and so it's just all about it's all about how you perceive things and how you approach things. And most people are friendly if you just don't stop being friendly to them. Uh, and the other people can go fuck themselves. So you know. So anywho, I'm on this app, or rather this server for a while, just chatting with people and flirting and making jokes and saying stupid shit and being social. And eventually, this one guy messages me. He's the only dom I've ever known. And are you familiar with the term?
I am yes familiar with the term.
All right. Well, for anybody who's not familiar, in the gay community especially, there's no sort of guy and girl roles to fill in a relationship when it's just two guys or just two girls. So they tend to reduce that sort of relationship to dominant and submissive
Or top and
terms.
bottom.
Well, kind of, but they can mean different things too. There can be dominant power bottoms and submissive pleasure giving tops, but I could go on and on and on about fucking sex etymology all
we're,
day.
we're just educating the audience on
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sex.
Don't worry, Meep's sex class is coming soon. We'll have to organize that shit. But anywho, this one guy starts messaging me, and I start chatting with him regular. And at first I was a little intimidated because talking to him was kind of like scrolling through the Pornhub category section. You know, where it's like he couldn't like settle on one kink, so he's just like absolutely dumping every potentially sexy act into my DMs. He's just like destroying me with sentence after sentence. And I just like I wasn't into it at first, but I kept encouraging him. I kept poking him and making him go further and saying stupid shit. And I'm generally pretty submissive when it comes to a sexual setting, but he somehow dominated me into doming him. So I was a little confused about the mechanics of that. I was a little lost, kind of aroused, uh, and I think off balance is where I'm at my horniest. So I was intrigued, and I kept talking with this guy, and eventually he comes to me about his life problems and his sex problems and all these things, and I just go on and on and on and on talking with the guy. And so the I love yous have started just recently. I let him know I've had a bad run of monogamous relationships, and so like he just couldn't be my one and only. And he says he doesn't care as long as he has me. He doesn't care what the thing is. And like so I keep I keep going back and forth and back and forth, and it's been weeks now, and I've just been talking to the guy, and I'm like, oh shit, I better not be falling in love. I'm gonna be pissed. So I keep flirting with the guy, and I don't turn him down, and so I guess sometime in the future I'm gonna have to go visit Greece.
I guess it'd be like that, man.
Sometimes that's just how it goes.
I definitely I definitely feel you on the I better not be falling in love part. All right, because okay, anybody who's like I want to be in love has never been in love. It is the worst fucking thing in the world. I swear to God.
It puts so much of your head space onto somebody else.
No,
You know what I mean?
It really does. The last girl I fell for, right?
Right.
I remember looking over at her, and like that was the moment I realized, and I looked over at her, and then I looked back up, and all I could think to myself was, "Fuck me, son of a bitch."
Son of a bitch! It's happening! God damn it! Yeah. Oh man, I've been in the same boat. I've been really slutty in my upbringing. I've been in and out of relationships. I've had 5 actual relationships, and most of them were monogamous. And then there was all the hookups on the side, which kind of happened around and in between and what have you. But I've only ever really kind of fallen for somebody a couple of times, and boy, is it a lot of investment. Goodness gracious.
Great balls of fire. Fuck. Do I have
Great,
Tourette's? Like,
great balls of fire.
no, you said that like 5 times in the past like 2 days, and every single time I followed up on it. People will say certain things, and I say like I follow up and complete a sentence. Like I have to do it. If you have Tourette's, I apologize. I know I don't actually have Tourette's. I mean no offense. I'm just an idiot.
Well, I've got an important message. If you've got Tourette's, fuck it. You'll be fine.
That's really mean. That's
No,
really
it's
fucking
really
funny.
it's
That's really fucking
considerate.
funny. Oh,
It's-
that's gonna go
everybody's
over
cool
so
here.
many.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's gonna go over so many people's heads.
That's okay. My Tourette homies out there know it. They're probably giggling right now.
You said that.
So, yeah, I've had a huge range of those experiences, and I'm sure I could fill an entire fucking podcast episode with my stupid dumbass sex stories. But it's just been just recently that one guy has been kind of making my gay heart flutter a little bit, and uh, I'm bi, so I like girls and guys, but guys are generally more direct with me, and I get definitely way more excited when somebody is direct with me and tells me exactly what they want.
Yeah, I
How
mean,
about you? What
that's
gets you
definitely.
going, man?
What,
What's
well,
your type?
what's my
What are you
type?
looking for?
I have a bit of a. I guess it's not. I wouldn't say it's terribly uncommon or anything like that. I don't seem to have a specific type in the way of looks or anything like that, which is
Like
which is nice.
exclusively
That is nice.
quadruple paraplegics. It's not weird.
it's everybody needs love, man.
Everybody needs a little bit of love. Everybody needs a little bit of love.
But no, I'm kind of into feisty girls. I'll be honest, but like I guess more
Yeah.
girly girls too. At the same time, like like I kill spiders and stuff, or like that. I don't know why.
Hmm.
Um,
I've had my run with feisty girls. I also mostly date crazy people, which probably doesn't help. But you know how it is. Normal people are fucking boring.
yeah, no, for fucking real though. Like, you ever find somebody who is like, I don't know, like they work at Starbucks or something,
Hmm.
and it's just a very like basic teenage job, and they're like, I'll give you a good example. You remember when Vine was a thing, right?
Hmm.
Um, and when Vine first started, it was really creative, it was really interesting, really funny and stuff. And then as Vine developed into its like later years, a lot of people, just random ass people,
Right.
who got obnoxiously popular, through like relating to everybody, because that's all they did for their stuff. It was like it wasn't really
Uh-huh.
creative. It was like all the big names like now I guess you could relate it to like Jake Paul and Logan Paul and all of them,
hmm
type
So while
people.
while you're completely inexperienced in the field of D&D, I am completely inexperienced in the fields of TikTok and fucking Instagram and modern social media bullshit. So
I
I don't know.
I wouldn't say I have
Uh,
a lot. I do definitely have some. But I
mhm,
definitely
mhm.
don't have a lot by
You
any
have enough
means.
to be
Like,
annoyed by the TikTok
oh fuck yeah,
famous people,
yeah yeah. Because
for
I mean,
sure.
like what do people do on TikTok? They dance. That's
Mhm.
cool. You can dance. That's
Some of
awesome.
them make
Why are
jokes.
you so famous? Like the amount of money some people make for like I guess I mean if people are finding entertainment out of it, it really doesn't hurt anybody. It really genuinely doesn't. There are people so like I don't actually care that much. I guess I find it slightly like annoying sometimes, but it doesn't hurt anyone, so it doesn't matter, you know.
Hmm
But
hmm
there are people who do genuinely hurt the way people think. Like Jake Paul, fuck that guy,
Right,
and Logan Paul,
right.
fuck that guy. You know, like people who genuinely are so all about themselves and try to relate. Like another like Lele Pons, if you know who Lele
hmm
Pons is, she did Vine, and all she did was try to relate to people who were in high school and stuff, and she was relatively around that age when it was happening.
So
But like,
you've
but her
said this
stuff was
term a lot
very
of times, relate,
yeah,
and
and
you've
I mean
said
like,
they were.
do you know what
What's the?
relatable
I,
content? Like everybody experiences these things, you know, like type content, you know, like
I guess I haven't. So hit me up. I've been living under a rock. Go ahead and
okay,
fucking remove this rock from my head.
you move around in your sleep a lot.
Okay. So yeah, sometimes.
That's relatable. Somebody makes a 7 second video about that, and about how
Okay.
it
So
annoys them or something.
what would be imagine like say you were a fucking boring TikToker
Yeah,
who couldn't have any original ideas, and you were talking about how relatable tossing in your sleep would be. How would your 7 second video go?
it would be me doing nothing but lying there, um, and then moving once.
And like turning around during the 7 second period.
Yes,
Wow, that sounds like a terrible content. And
they're
people
not.
enjoy this,
Yes. So I don't know if it's necessarily that they enjoy it, but these people are
but they
generally like
consume it.
they're pretty people. You know, they're nice to look at, and then they look like they've got
Ah,
this nice life with all these fancy people around them, and then they do this relatable content. And so a lot of kids, especially, will just
I see. I see. You're
just
trying
like
to
zone in on
inspire
this.
yourself a little bit because
Um,
you do the same shit that the famous people
mhm.
do. So maybe you
Yeah,
could be
yeah,
a famous person one day.
that's kind of what it's about. That's kind of what relatable content is about, and it's not horrible when it's done well. You know, there are definitely like instances that fucking suck. You know, you step on an ice cube or something. You know, and you're
Right.
like I there's this one with this guy. I think his name is Young Thug or something. That was like his handle on Vine, and
Right.
he steps on an ice cube, and he goes into a room and he goes, oh, turn off the music. Somebody left an ice cube on the floor, and now my sock is wet. Who the fuck want to die? As he pulls out like a gun, and
hmm
it's great.
hmm
Like it cuts off there. That's funny. That's good.
At least
That's
that
good
one sounds like
relatable content. Yeah.
it has a punchline, you
No, it
know,
does. Yeah, that's
a little bit of surprise, a little bit of kick to it.
yeah. That's entertaining. You know, like relatable content can be done. I'm not saying it can't be done. I don't think it's by any means annoying. I just think by specific people who just jumped on a trend and did it
Right.
to become famous and reasonably shouldn't be famous because they're generally not the best. Like they're not providing anything for anybody, or they're providing like, especially when they're like audience is kids,
Right.
and they're telling kids that if you just do all this stuff, you'll be famous too, and it's like not good advice. It's like very damaging. Um,
The concept of an influencer is this fascinating thing as they are humans that often do not have very much merit that become so intensely popular that suddenly their opinions matter. And it's a really interesting thing. It's like when a comedian decides to take a serious take on politics.
yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think for the vast majority of, and I mean like I do mean the vast majority, even Lele Pons stuff. Like I don't like her, but she's not generally hurting anybody with the content. You know, it's not damaging content. Like she still puts out that like high school content. She's like
Right.
23 or something. You know, like she's not in high school. She's well out of high school. Like imagine me trying to make high school content. you know,
Oh no.
I'm 22. Like, no, I shouldn't do that. That's kind of weird. But I
Well,
mean,
that's what everybody
in
on Disney does.
at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt anyone. I don't like for again most people it doesn't hurt anyone. So it doesn't really matter. It can just be like, why
Well,
are
the
you
good news
famous?
is,
You shouldn't be famous.
the good news is you're never going to get any bad advice from this podcast, as all of my favorite pan boys from last week will know. Uh, you know who you are, and I'm here for you. And you know what? The sound was as glorious as I described, wasn't it? It was beautiful,
Did I ever
satisfying.
did I answer the core question that you asked? I don't remember what it was.
Oh fuck! I asked a question.
Yeah, you asked a question at the beginning that prompted that little rant of mine. Um,
Oh, I just asked you what a reaction video was like, and had you play out a scene for me, but
or
I don't
relatable
think
content. That was that. But there was something before that I was. Oh man, there was some
before
point
that.
to all of this. There was some point to me just going off about about this. I don't remember
I
what it
don't
was.
I don't know about that, my friend. I don't think there's a point to any of this. If we're being real honest, we've been here once again for another hour, and once again accomplished very little.
Yeah, we're rolling on about a 40-minute video right now.
Oh, Jesus,
With the
time
with
must be
cutting
going slow.
with the things cutting out. Uh,
Oh, right,
yeah,
right, right. I
we're
forgot there
cutting
was
out
a
some stuff.
whole.
Yeah.
Are you saying you're not going to make them listen to dead silence for 5 straight minutes?
There was not dead silence for 5 straight minutes. You're never gonna get to see what there wasn't, but it wasn't
Wait,
dead silence for 5 minutes.
it just is there any audio we can find out there? Just 5 straight minutes of your furious masturbation, just like, just like fucking. Because I know how you do. Your dick. I'm surprised there's any left.
Yeah, there isn't actually. No,
No, you
it's been
finished it. You
it's been
did
gone
it.
for
You
years. Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
I just figured you still had a nubble or something, but
No,
you've
no.
really flattened the fucker, huh?
Yeah, what do you think I'm so confident? It's actually because I don't have a dick anymore and I don't have to worry about it. Like it's
Right. No need to compare if you don't have something to compare.
yeah,
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
it's
This guy's a fucking genius. Ladies, you know who to hit up.
Mr. No Dick over here.
Mr. No Dick. Oh, but he's got huge balls and they dangle like pendulums.
But they're the only thing down there. It's kind of shocking. It's
Mhm. Mhm.
I look in the mirror and
Yeah.
I just scream at the top of my lungs every time. And then I remember, I did that. That was me. Oh yeah.
Right,
Fuck.
right, right.
Nobody's
And
snipping it off.
sometimes you're caught by that surprising sting as you're running too fast and you come to a sudden stop. Your balls sling up and slap your nub. Yeah, man, it's not comfortable. Shit's salty.
You kind of sound like you have old man balls.
You have we're don't talk about my old man balls.
No. Now, look, we've talked about my balls. It's time to talk about your balls.
It's time
Your
to talk
old
about my
man
balls.
sweaty balls.
Well, apparently my sweaty old man balls are popular because, like I said, I have like 800 upvotes in my DMs right now.
Look, man, there are a lot of like you're probably a sugar daddy or something, you know? Like,
Sugar daddy, I wish that would assume that means I have money. Jesus, I've
um,
always I've always had a low key like I want. So I've got this big problem. I love money, but I really am disturbed to the core by daddy and mommy, the words. Like whenever anybody says them, like I just get uncomfortable. It could kill a boner flat in no time. Like I've had to like lose a boner and restart from zero because I didn't want to tell one of these internet people that it wasn't my word. But they stopped using it, luckily. Uh, and so like a sugar daddy or a sugar mama sounds great, except I can't say the word to them, so I can't make any money. I don't know what to do about it. I feel like I should be able to whore myself, but the
here's
capital's really not rolling in.
here's what you
Uh,
do.
uh-huh.
For a small fee, I will say daddy and mommy in an audio recording, and you could just paste it over your own audio.
You want me to play audio? So like, you think I'm sending these people like pre-recorded audio messages?
Yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely, right. So no, you bind a key to to this audio. So every time you're speaking, you just click it real quick.
it's like, hey, Daddy, I think I need a new dress.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Do you?
Yeah,
You've got a deep voice, and I
I
have a
do have a
deep
deep
voice.
voice.
Your voice
Right.
is deeper than mine, and it offends me, and I'm going to have to kill you eventually for that. But for
Right.
now, while I need
Mhm.
you, for this podcast, um,
Right.
do you ever get? Because I get this a lot in video games. I get called daddy a lot. Um, it's uncomfortable, but it does happen a
Mhm.
lot.
It does.
Because
Who?
I'll go into, especially I can see just in video games with random people, right?
Just random
Random
people.
people, yeah, yeah. And I'll go in a siege or something. I'll be like, hey yo, what up, dogs? Um,
Well,
classic Sergio catchphrase. Um,
right, right, right.
yeah,
That's one of your signature intros.
yeah. And they go, speak some more, daddy. I love your silky smooth voice. And I'm just like, please never speak again to
Yeah.
them, because that fulfills what they wanted. The transaction is completed, and now they can never speak again.
All right, all right. It looks like once again dinner is ready, and I don't want that to be the signature ending move of the podcast. Is I have to eat, so I'm fucking done with you.
Go eat. So just bring us with.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. We'll just sit on the podcast. I'll talk my piece over mouthfuls of food, and you'll get to hear my family's chatter, their annoyedness at the fact that I won't shut the fuck up over dinner. Uh, you know how it is,
yeah, yeah. Just put me on speaker every now and then. I'll say something, and they'll be
right?
like, "Yeah," to me, but like never respond to you.
Right, right, right. As my family does. I don't know
Yeah.
why they love you so much more than me.
You
Every
know,
time you come to my house, they're like showering you with gifts and like
it's true.
kisses and hugs, and
Your mom
I
did
don't know.
once kick my ass in Cheaters Monopoly.
That's true. I
Yeah,
forgot that was a
yeah.
real thing that happened.
So we were for the audience, we were playing Cheaters Monopoly, and I was winning like really, really hard. I was about to win. The essence of Cheaters Monopoly is cheating, right? And I had
Right.
cheated my way to victory. And on the last turn, his mom stole all of my shit,
It's true.
effectively putting me in second place because it swapped her stuff with my stuff. And so she just won last second. She just sprung this card, stole my shit, and beat me.
Absolutely brutal. I kept trying to steal my dad's money and had the handcuffs on the whole game. So that was
There were
cool.
handcuffs.
There are, okay, so Cheaters Monopoly is a real game and it really comes with a actual plastic pair of handcuffs that you have to put on when you get caught cheating.
Would recommend. That game is a
Would
lot of fun.
recommend it. Hmm. It was fucking silly stupid. Okay, I have one more story to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to tell you the story about the very first time I cross dressed. The very first time I wore a dress out in public, or not a dress, but rather the feminine clothes. So I was doing a theater presentation. We were all going to go up and do these lip sync projects where we sing along to a song and we make up a dance. And it's just it was a project basically meant to taught us how to emote more with our bodies as actors. And so I decided that it didn't sound like a very fun project, so I was gonna fun it the fuck up. So there's this song that came out way, way back by an awesome YouTube channel, which I unfortunately can't remember the name of. But they made a song called the Eevee song, and it was basically a Pokemon themed burlesque number. And Dodger, a pretty famous YouTuber, dressed up in this cute Eevee dress and did this whole kind of sexy burlesque number, singing the whole song, and it tickled the hell out of me. So I went to my mom, a costumer, and told her that's the song I wanted to lip sync to, and I was going to need a costume for it to work. So we went to work making the costume, made myself a big flowy circle skirt. I wore fishnet tights underneath. I had a really low cut blouse that was super super like fuzzy furry, like the EV neck is, and
Oh
I had
yeah,
like a
yeah.
Yeah, I had like a pair of ears and like a tail hanging off the back, the whole fucking kit and caboodle. Uh, and I went to school in the dress because I was like, fuck changing. Seems like bullshit. And a series of truly superb events occurred. So the first misunderstanding happened when I walked into the theater during one of my other classes to go and discuss something with Calkins. That was the theater teacher at the time. Uh, and I go and I go to talk to him, and as I'm walking away, now, mind you, one thing to keep in mind is I'm not a tall guy, and I've got pretty broad shoulders, but I also at the time had super curly purple hair, and so from the back, especially considering my fine ass, I you may not be able to guess I was a dude at first. And so one of the poor kids in basic, and you know how they all were. They were like everybody thought they were a gangster and they were all machismo as shit. You
Yep.
remember the
I
the sort of
I remember.
environment.
I get called a basic bitch, and it's not inaccurate. I come from a high school literally called Basic High School.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So one of those gangster ass guys calls out and goes, "Damn, baby, how you doing?" And I turned around and looked him in the face, and with my deep, deep ass voice, I said, "Pretty good. How about you?" And his friends lost their shit, roarous laughter, and they're pointing at him and laughing at him. The poor motherfuckers turned red, and I fucking sway my ass out of that fucking classroom. Hips pumping, feeling great, feeling fucking great. I just got catcalled. That's amazing. So
A very
I
Adam
probably,
story so
yeah,
far.
yeah. I don't react to things probably the way most people do. But it's a strength and a vulnerability. Um, and so later I was. It turns out that day I was not going to be able to do my thing. Everybody else went first. I just wasn't chosen for the first round of singing. And I was like, fuck it. So I just went home and I washed it and I came back the second day in the same fucking outfit. Uh, and so the second day comes and I do my whole thing, and a hall monitor stops me to talk to me at one point and says, "Hey, what is that you're wearing?" And I said, "It's a costume." She said, "A costume?" And I said, "Yeah, for a theater project." She said, "You're wearing that for theater?" And I said, "Yep." And she didn't fuck with me anymore because they don't know how to deal with that. And then so I go and I do my theater performance, and I have a good time, and I do the whole presentation, and I've got two good buddies of mine that I'm doing the whole flirtatious number with, like pushing them into a chair and doing my sway and my singing and whatever. And I got a lot of cat calls from all of the dudes in the audience who were knew who I was, were tickled as hell. They were not convinced that I was a chick. Uh, they were just fucking having a great time. It
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
funny
just
performance.
getting
It's
in
a
on it, you know.
right, and like it's kind of a part of who I am, but it also is kind of a joke. It's kind of a silly, it's that denial of expectation, that good punchline I'm looking for. Uh, and so I do the whole thing, feeling good about myself, and I go walking home, and I hear somebody behind me once again. "Damn, girl, you look hot!" And I turn around and I go, "Thanks." And he goes, "Oh shit, you're a dude?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "You gay?" And I said, "Sometimes." And he said, "Okay." And I walked away, went home, had a great fucking time. I think a number of people, a number more people talked to me after that day. I was a much more popular person, I think.
Yeah, that's
I've never
cool.
cared about popularity, mind you, and I usually hate popular kids. But you do enough ridiculous shit, and people start to know your name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was also, as you know, very very. Everybody knew who I was, but I didn't know
Right.
who anybody else was most of the time. I just had people
Oh
come
yeah.
up and be like, "Oh, you're Sergio." Like, I heard
Oh
about you
yeah.
because you did this one stupid thing, and be like, "Yeah, yeah, that's me."
Even to even today, I'll have people come up and be like, "Oh shit, hey Adam," and I'm
Yeah,
like, "Oh hey you," you know.
yeah, yeah. So you said something there that reminded me of a story. So I gotta tell this because I thought it was. I think it's pretty entertaining. I think.
This is the final story. Let's do it. It better be
Okay.
a fucking good one.
It better be a fucking good one. You said that you don't react to things properly. Basically, um, I
I
don't
suppose
either.
neither of us do
Yeah,
we?
yeah. So I've had a pretty reckless life, and
Right,
I've
right.
like gotten away with a lot of stupid shit without breaking anything, or like I've had a lot of just like near death stuff happen without dying, obviously.
Right.
So the joke is that I'm invincible. Um,
Hmm.
so I was making omelets at a job here in Iowa, and the way this
A
station
fucking
works,
dangerous thing to
a
do.
dangerous job, but someone has to do it.
That's right.
So it's probably like 12 o'clock. I'm like 90% of the way through my shift. Not 90%, but it was probably more like 70% of the way through my shift, right? And I was teaching somebody how to do make the omelets, right? And
Mhm.
I have mastered omelet making in my day. I can
Right.
do a double
You're an
flip.
omelet
I'm
champion.
an omelet god. Get it right.
Oh. Oh. Look
They
at Mr. fucking No Dick over here. God damn.
told you more confidence without a penis.
That's right.
That's my new
Nothing to
catchphrase.
be nothing to be fucking stressed about.
So so I'm on the egg side of the omelets, and the way it worked is there were three there were six burners lined up, and the three on the left side were for eggs, and the three on the right side were for sautéing whatever was going inside of the omelet. And so it was typically like ham, bacon, bunch of vegetables, spinach, and all that shit. And I was teaching
Hmm.
somebody how to do it. And so they were on the
Vegetables.
yeah, they were on.
Fuck.
They were the sautéing part is the easier part. So, and not that making omelets is hard, but
Right.
they were on the right side of me doing those three, and I was doing the omelet side. And
Hmm.
the way these burners worked is they were gas burners, right? So you turn them on
Right.
and they take a second to light up, right?
Do a little bit of gas release,
Right,
then you got to
right.
do the starter that
Yeah.
gets them going, and
And
yeah.
if you're impatient and dumb, as I often was,
Uh-huh.
I tell people all the time, don't do what I do. It's probably never a good idea.
Right.
And so you could spray where the gas was coming out, and it would light like instantly.
Right.
Excuse me. And so I felt like not doing that because whenever I'm training somebody, I don't do that because I don't want to give them bad habits.
Right.
This person already had the bad habit, so I turned mine on, and I spray the pan off of the burner, right?
Hmm.
Because if you spray the pan while it's on the burner, the pan catches fire real quick.
Right.
And I set my pan down, and the way this worked was it was past the burners where the egg was and stuff. So I'm reaching over on the burner closest to them, and they were on the burner closest to me. And they sprayed theirs, which went through and sprayed mine. And so my head like dead over the pan. I just look at a gulf like I look at a bunch of flames just engulf my head, and
Just that universal sound, that woof.
yeah, just
That
like engulfed my head. And when it went out, because I didn't actually catch fire, just like even though I do catch fire once every like 3 months,
right.
it like went around my head and it went back down, and I looked up to like the girl next to me who was teaching was like terrified, and I went whoa. And everybody was
Right.
like, dude, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. What did you order? And I wasn't upset in any capacity until I went
Right.
into the bathroom and realized my hair was singed.
Oh man.
I was upset about that. But
I
it is not a proper reaction to catch on fire and then go, whoa.
Whoa.
I once, like, my jacket, my cook's jacket was once on fire, and I went, Gary, look! And he went, what the fuck are you doing? It looks
Gary,
cool.
look, I'm on fire.
Yeah, so it's kind of,
Awesome.
you just gotta react a little better sometimes to things.
I was smoking weed with my dad, which is an activity
Last
I
story.
regularly. I regularly partake in. It's a super short story, so it doesn't matter.
All right.
And I was flirting with that very, very same Greek boy we were discussing earlier, the one that makes my heart a flutter, and was fucking looking down at my text messages. And I lit the lighter without looking at the lighter, and my hair catches fire. I didn't have any hairspray in or anything. I just had like a bunch of like split ends and shit to give the fire a sort of path to go on. So my fucking head lit fire, and I like grabbed the fire and like threw it on the ground and like patted down my head. And I just giggled I giggled the whole time. I could not get over how silly it was that I set myself on fire because I was being so horny that I lit my hair on fire. It was just, and my dad was fucking laughing, and I was laughing. Good times, good times.
I like the idea that you're actively on fire and you're grabbing the fire out of your hair and you're just going, like
Yeah.
just giggling about it.
I like that laugh that you did for me. It was real. It was real fucking complimentary.
I tried to do a good. I tried to do a good Adam laugh there.
That was right. Yeah, absolutely. Oh fuck.
On that note, I think we end the podcast now. We gotta close it out. Would you like to say the closing ceremonies, sir?
Yeah. I mean, I'll close it out. I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank my parents for leading me up to this moment. I'd like to thank both of my dogs for barking all the time, nonstop, forever. And I'd like to thank water for keeping me alive. And I'd like to thank Coca-Cola for killing me slowly. And you know what? Fuck you. This is Podcast by Podcast.
Bye.